Hi Katniss. I just finished reading Hunger Games for the first time after watching the movies several times. What was the biggest difference between the movies and the books? Well, there's lots of differences. Like Haymitch, for instance. He is much bigger mess than in the books than in the movie. He drank much more, he fell off the stage, he vomited on the train, but he did come through and began to be a big help. So, speaking of Haymitch, he sent you food and medicine for PETA when you were in the arena. Tell me how you felt when you discovered PETA all covered in mud. I was relieved to see him, and I was so happy to find him there because I didn't want to lose him the way I lost Rue. His injury was concerning, though. Once I washed all the mud and blood off of him, I could see his injury good. He had a fever and needed the medicine to clear out the infection. I had to give him some berries that put him to sleep so I could go to the cornucopia to get the medicine and he didn't want me to go because of the risk of other tributes seeing me or hurting me.
Why'd Thresh let you go?
I think he let me go because he heard Clove talking and taunting me about how they hurt Rue. He and Rue were from the same district, and he asked me if I had tried to help her. And I said how we blew up the food with her so we could distract the other tributes and blow up the supplies, which helped us stay safe longer. I told him I held her when she passed. It reminds me of my sister Prem. So young, so fragile.
How did you feel when you wore the dress of fire?
It felt scary because I didn't want to burn to death, even though Cinna told me it was made of fake flames. It felt real, and all I could hear in my head was Cinna saying, "Katniss Everdeen, the girl who is on fire." But that's all a part of these guys' game. How the idea of you and PETA being in love saved your life. Grown up knowing of each other, but I've never talked to him before the reaping ceremony, when the tributes are chosen. There was that one day where he left me some bread that he'd burned in his parents' bakery. I knew he had kind nature. The idea of us being star-crossed lovers was really just all part of their show. They were trying to make it more interesting. PETA and I became close because I wanted him to live. I couldn't bear the idea of anyone in the game being hurt or dying. He was the one that had the idea of both of us eating the berries at the end of the game. It worked because the people at the Capitol couldn't have us ruining their little game and not have a tribute. So we both lived because they changed the rules. There was 2 winning tributes. Katniss, for answering all my questions. It is really interesting to hear the view of the story that you were in.
Thank you, Josie.